Hello, it is Thursday, March 4th, 2021. So today we are going to be working a little bit more on preparing for the 7-day roguelike challenge. Whoops, that's... okay, sure. I will accept that. Okay. Here we go. Yeah, so now, sorry, this is the page for it. I had intended to say that a couple seconds ago. Anyway, this is the game we've been working on. Yeah, this is the game we've been working on. Let's see, camera functioning, everything functioning? Yes, okay, good. No, the camera that I adjusted 5 minutes ago is of course not working anymore, because of course it's not. Why would it? Oh god. I swear, I don't know what causes this camera to function the way it does. I really don't understand it. But anyway, being notified of something. Okay. Okay, that's not important. Alright. So, today, or yesterday, we worked on the UI stuff. So let me just show what we've got. So yesterday we worked on the inventory stuff, so now I can't actually pick up items until I'm adjacent to them. Also, the rendering issues still exist. We also figured out how to make this tooltip stuff, or at least the start of it, but we will worry about that a little bit later. So yeah, yesterday we just made it so that we can't pick up items until we're adjacent. We do need to stop the pathfinding when we're over an item. Yeah, we can pick up items, they have their own scale now, they sit inside of our inventory. We can grab them, they maintain that scale, we can toss them out, and they just go on the ground. And yeah, can't pick them up if they're not adjacent, we can if they are adjacent, and we can, yeah, just throw them away. So we have that done. So the next thing we need to work on before the actual thing starts is this tooltip stuff, because I want it so that whenever you hover over an agent of some kind or an item, you get a little tooltip kind of telling you about it. So if we were standing here and then we hovered over this agent, we'd get some kind of tooltip. And also these are probably going to have some dialogue stuff as well. So this is going to be like a universal kind of object description thingy. Yeah, also it looks like we don't get... Actually, I don't know if we get the mouse enter and mouse exit. We'll have to figure that out. But yeah. So, what we want to do is with this game object, I think it's this, yeah, the object details. So let's just grab that, paste it into here, and then we'll just say that this is the canvas. Yes. Then we will have the section. Let's just delete this. Let's mark this as the template. Then we'll have a header. This will be the header. And then this will be the content. Okay, so we got that resizing correctly yesterday, and all the things now work. So we're happy about that. And also, I think this object is, or this game object is offset correctly, such that if we, put it here, it's it'll look like it's assigned to that. It'll look like it relates to that object at least. So yeah, all we need to do is move that around and assign its contents. So actually, let's start with the content part. So let us. So what we want to do is we want to dynamically create these sections, and we also want to dynamically assign their content. So the way that we're going to do that is we're going to use a double dispatch pattern, which I have shown off before, but if you've never seen it, it's a design pattern where if you have two objects and you want very specific interactions between them based on, say, their type. So in our case, we're going to have these, let's say some agents we're going to be able to attack, whereas others we're going to be able to talk to. So in this case, what I want is I want it so that if we go up to one of these dudes and we try to, interact with them, or we have a tooltip, yeah, one of the things that we'll get is we'll get like a dialogue. So I also want to support that in the tooltip. So if we hover over them, we get one option, and these are special ones where we can choose the piece that we want, whereas these allow you to choose the material that you want. So basically what I'm getting at is that these agents will handle different there'll be different types of agents. There'll be agents you can attack and agents that you can't. So 2 different types of agents, and we want special interactions between them, but we want that interaction to be generic. It'll make sense in a minute, is what I'll have to say. But where are... I'm looking for where those things actually are. I think they're at the bottom here, yeah. Okay. So let's go into the agent component here, because we actually need to change this around a little bit. Okay, so what we can do is we can create subclasses of this. So we have components, let's just say components/agents. Components/agents, that's fine. Okay, and then this will be like the base version. And so what we'll say is, actually, do I want to do this with the agent? Or do I want to do this with the unit? Probably actually want to, now that I think about it, I don't know. Actually, we could probably just create a, I guess a has tooltip component. That'd probably work, actually. Yeah, actually that should work. This might work a little bit better. So the idea is that this is going to represent things that have tooltips. So we will have, we'll put this in the namespace, red plus blue, space, red plus blue dot game. I can type. Oh my god, I cannot type today. Okay. So what we can do is we also need a component for the tooltip. I guess it's object details is what we called it. So we'll say the object details component. And then we want the same thing here, same namespace basically. So this will control the like 3-dimensional UI. And so this will have Unity Engine. We're going to import Unity Engine.ui because we're going to need it eventually. So what we want is we want a reference to that template, that section template. So we're going to say public rect transform template. And then we're going to have a reference to the, actually no. It is a question of how we're going to get a reference to the header and the content. I guess we can use names. So we'll create a constant, or we'll create constants for those. So say protected string, or protected constant string. What is it? Say like header name. That will just be header. And the same is going to be true of the content. So this will be the name of the game object that has the content. This is because both the content and the header are text components, so using find game object in child won't work because we'll get multiple, but we won't know which one is which. So in this case, we would want to say, a public void, say show details for, and the details will be for the has tooltip component. Say tooltip, so this is the first part of the double dispatch, this is the first dispatch. And then in has tooltip component, what we want to do is we want to create a public virtual void create, or wait, no, actually yes, public virtual void, it's something like create sections. Yeah, create sections. And then we will pass in the object details component, and we'll say details. So the reason this is virtual is so that we can change it for each subclass. And so what we will do is in here, say tooltip dot create sections for this object details component. So this will be the second dispatch. So this is how we'll know. This is how we'll basically override it for each child. So yeah, do something like this. And so if we need specialized behavior, we can create that here. And then we have a reference to our object details component, and we have our specific method called here. So that is the sort of double dispatch component, where you have one component pass in the target. The target, basically, this method changes based on inheritance. So based on the actual concrete type of this, the implementation of this method will change. And we're only going to have one implementation for the moment, but we could have more implementations later. So here, we can have a public void create section, and we'll have string header and string content. I guess we'll call this create a text section. It's probably going to have a create choice section. And this will be the string header, or no, not header, string, I have a list of strings, or no, wait. We will have a dictionary. We're going to need using system.collections.generic for this. Have a dictionary, because what we need is we need to know, so for choices, we need a list of, oh, hang on, try to type it out. We need a list of need a list of choices, and that choice needs to correspond to some method where we do some kind of code. And, let's say yes or no, where we do some other kind of code, and we need a list of those. A list of pairs, basically. But an easy way to do a list of pairs is to just have a dictionary. So we can have a dictionary, and so the type on the left is a string, the type on the right is an action, basically just an executable piece of code. So we're going to say string to action, and for action we need using system. Could have it be a Unity event, but I'm just going to use system because it's easier. So this is an action, so dictionary of string to action, and this is very efficient to look up and iterate through. So this will be choices. We will do that, okay. And I guess this will be the text template. And then we'll have another choice template. Something like that. I guess the choice template will just have buttons inside of it or something. I don't know, we'll figure that out later. So in here, I guess all we're going to do for now is we're going to create a version of this for, I guess, agents. So one of the ways, okay, there's a couple things we could do. Let us just create a new folder, and then we'll say Tooltips or something. And we will say that this is a has, I guess we'll say has, something like has selection tooltip component. So this will be for different part selections, I guess. Now what we want to do is we want to inherit from this has tooltip. And so we will create, or we'll put this in this namespace. So now this is one of the concrete implementations. And I guess here we'll just debug.log warning or log error. And I guess we'll just say calling default tooltip code, because we don't want to do this. So what we can do is for the hasSelection tooltip type, we can have a public string text. So we want to have some kind of text, and then we want to have some kind of choices. So in this case, we'll have, this will just be a yes or no kind of thing. So if we want to link to arbitrary Unity code, what we can do is we can create a Unity event. Yeah, that'll actually work. So in this case, we can say, okay, actually, let me just do this one step at a time. So we'll just call this whatever the text is, and then we'll say public string header. So set the header and the text, and then we can start typing override, and it will suggest create sections. So we'll say is details.create section, or not create choice section, but create text section, and that will be the header and then the text, whatever that might be. Okay, and so whenever we create a text section, what we want to do is we want to say var section is equal to, we want to instantiate the text template, and we want to instantiate that with, let's say, public rect transform content, or actually we'll just say with our own transform as the parent. Actually, no, we don't want, it doesn't actually matter. We can say vector3.0 and quaternion.identity. Then what we can do is we can say section dot set parent to be get component rect transform. So we can get our own transform. Then we can say section dot local scale is equal to vector3.1, because when you reparent things, you can get some weird scaling issues. So this will fix it, assuming that the normal scale is 1, which for me it usually is. Then we want to say the header, we'll say section header, is going to be equal to section. I think we can do get child, and I think we can get the child, oh no, I guess we can't. We can say, what we'll say is var text is equal to section dot get components components in children, and we want to get the text mesh pro text. So I think we need to say using tm pro. I believe it is get component, I believe it's tmp text, so we're going to get those. Text is going to be equal to section, it's going to be equal to text.find. Are these not, is this not a list? Oh, that's, really? No, I'm not doing that. No. Alright, I want this to be a list, so I believe that link will let us do that. So we'll say using system.link. We can say .toList, yes, okay. Or actually, we can do .toDictionary. Yeah, we'll do that. And so what this will do is this will let us convert each text object to a dictionary. So what we'll say is the object, or sorry, the text component will say text. I think we can use text in here. Say text to, this is a text component, so we'll say gameObject.name. That's going to be the key, and then the text to itself as the value. So now this creates a dictionary from string, which is the GameObject name, to the TMP text, which is the Text Mesh Pro. And so the section header is equal to text of the header name. So basically where the GameObject is equal to header, that's the text that we want for the section. And And so we will say, we don't even need to create a variable here. We can just say text of header is equal to header. And then the text of the, let's say, content is equal to the content. And that should assign it, and yeah, that should work as long as we assign everything. And yeah, if we have this has selection tooltip component, okay. Now it's a question of how we actually trigger it. And so I think that's what we need to do with the has selection tooltip component, or has tooltip component. If in the input handler we manage to hit something that has, let's say, that tooltip on it, we probably want to trigger that. Say var tooltip, or yeah, just var tooltip is equal to hit.collider.getComponent has tooltip. I don't remember if this works with subclasses though. No, it works with interfaces. That's what it is. So we have to create basically what we need to do, since this works with interfaces, what we need to do is we need to actually move this into an interface. So the easy way to do that is we just create a new mono behavior. We'll just say has tooltip. That's not what I wanted at all. Let's rename this to has tooltip. Sure. And you don't like that? Okay. Interesting. So we'll call this, or actually we need to move this into red plus blue. This is namespace, red plus blue dot game. Okay. And instead of making this a class, we're going to make this an interface. This is way more than I wanted to be doing in one sitting. Would have preferred to break this up a little bit, but we don't really have a choice. So I don't know that this actually needs to be an override in this case. No, I think it does actually. So yeah, what we want to do is we want to create this. We want to say has tooltip. Okay, this itself is going to be an override at some point. So we'll just create get the signature here. We'll move that into here. And so what this will now let us do is we can get components with this interface. Oh yeah, this needs the I. Standard in C# is that interfaces have an I at the beginning of the name, an uppercase I. It's not required, but you know, standard, you might as well do it. Okay, so now this is correct because we're overriding it from the interface. We can prove this by removing it, and then the interface will want to regenerate it. Oh, we don't need override here. Oh, interesting. Okay. But here we can override it, yeah. Or no, I guess we can't. Would it have to be declared virtual? So I declare this virtual. Virtual. Okay, I guess it can be declared virtual that way. Okay, that's fair. So now this implements that interface. So now we can search for that interface. It's tooltip, yep, okay. And what we can say is if tooltip is not null, can't actually convert this implicitly to null like we can with other things, because this doesn't actually return a component, it returns an I has tooltip. So if that's not equal to null, we actually need a UI controller, or we need a Hud controller at this point, because we have too many different HUD elements. So in this case, we're going to say components dot HUD, and we will just say a Hud controller component. Yep. And then here we will put our tooltip logic. Because this is getting fairly large. It needs to be, the input controller needs to be moved around a little bit because it's starting to take on too many responsibilities. But in this case, what we want is, probably we want just a singleton for this. So we'll say public Hud Controller component instance, and this needs to be static. So what we can do is, there's two ways of doing this. One way is on awake, the other is we can use find object type. In this case, we're going to make this a public get and a protected set. That way we can only set it from this class and subclasses. This shouldn't have any subclasses. So this could be private, doesn't really matter. In private void awake, what we're going to say is if instance. If an instance exists, then we destroy ourselves and we return, because we only want one of these. Elsewise, we do instance is equal to this. Okay, might want to warn about this, but it's probably fine. And so in this case, we want to reference the tooltip component. Or maybe it's the object details. Yeah, object details component. We want to reference that, and we want to say object details. Okay. And then we want to create a public void. I mean, it could be static, but I guess we'll just say public void show details. And then we give it a has tooltip component, has tooltip, or target, sure. Actually, it doesn't even need a has tooltip component, it just needs a has tooltip, or an I has tooltip. Because that's all we actually care about. Or no, actually we don't. That's incorrect. Yeah, this needs to be the component, has tooltip component, yeah. Because the component will have a reference to its game object. So yeah. And we should be able to freely cast that component. Yeah, that should be fine. Okay. So what we'll say is object details, say object details.transform.position is equal to target.transform.position. So this will move the object details to the target. Then we'll say object details.show details for whatever the target is. Yeah. Okay. And then this. So the last thing we need to do to actually make this work. So we're done here. It just needs to be in the player component? No, not the player. The input handler. Yeah, here we go. So now, if the tooltip is not equal to null, then what we'll say is that the component is equal to the I has tooltip. No, the has tooltip component, and we'll cast the tooltip to that. And we should be able to do that for free. And then we'll say Hud Controller component.instance.show details for the tooltip, something like that. Or sorry, not tooltip. You can just put the cast in here. That's fine. Yeah, and that cast should be free. Perfect. So now, if we manage to hit the tooltip, then we show details for that. Okay. And that will cause the object details to try to show, it'll cause the show details for to activate, and that show details for is going to call the create sections as to whatever concrete tooltips we have, or concrete implementations of this we have. And so I believe we can say find all references. We can reference it in the has selection tooltip, so we get this create section, and it's going to create a section for the header, or for this, it's going to create a text section with this header and this text. So, to put that all together, this is going to be fun. All right, we need to, on the canvas, probably going to put the HUD controller here. And the object details, we're going to put that, we're going to reference that here. This is not it, that's it. Wait a minute, canvas, grab that. Oh, you don't have. Apologies. Dry throat this morning. Okay. So here we have the object details component. This is the text template. We're going to assign that here. We're not using the choice template, so we don't need to assign it quite yet. This is always going to be active. It doesn't really always need to be active, and we're also not clearing it. But for testing, this should be fine. The HUD controller component, I guess that can sit on the canvas, although actually probably better it doesn't. We can just create an empty. We can say HUD controller, HUD controller. Okay, this will be at 0, 0, 0, and we'll add a HUD controller component. What will happen is we assign object details to it. Okay, and object details has the template assigned. Okay, and then the next couple things we need to do are in these, I guess, choose piece things. We need to add a collider of some kind. I don't think the sprite renderer counts. I might be wrong about that. I know that they can be a raycast target, but I don't think they're technically counted for the purposes of like actual, well, for raycasts. Yeah, I don't think they technically count as colliders though. But no, I guess they're not raycast targets. Okay, I'm wrong. That's fine, it doesn't actually matter. So in the case of, let's say we work with this one right now. So these are our choose piece rook. So in this case, we will add a has selection tooltip component, and we'll say rook. So the header is, yeah, rook. The text is, do you want to be a rook? Something like that. And so now we just need to, on the model, add a collider. Oh, but wait, actually, it needs to be in here. Oh, that's interesting. All right. So sure, we'll just add a box collider. It's probably fine. Actually, what we want to do is we probably want to go into the tile. Probably want to check the agent. There's a couple things we probably can do to make this not work with colliders, but yeah, we probably want this to, I guess for items it's fine for it to work with colliders. Here we probably want it to work with the tile, actually. Okay, let's change this then. So what we can do, these already have agents, so that's fine. What we can do is we can check, instead of this being in here, I don't know why the mouse is being weird, but it is. Okay, so if we have a tile, first off let's check the tile. Let's say if there's a tile, and the tile is not equal to, I think we have current tile, so if we've selected a different tile, yes, what we want to do is we want to say if, I think it's map dot, or no, I think it's agents. No, wait, where do we hold a list of agents? I don't remember. I thought we had agents somewhere. Are they just never stored? I thought there was a thing where we do register agents in the map. So I think there's map dot, or no, not here. It's in the, there's a map component, isn't there? Yeah, that's there. Map dot, okay, what can we do with you? I thought we had a way of getting agents, but I don't remember. We can scan through the agents like that. That would give us a tile. Does the tile have its agent? It there's a has agent, but it doesn't actually register which agent it is. Okay, that needs to change. We need to actually figure out which agent is where. So in the map component, so for register agents, we'll say if not agent, continue. Yeah, we registered all the agents, that's fine. But I thought for recompute passable tiles, okay. So for each agent, tile dot, we'll just say agent is equal to that. And then what that should tell us is the tile component. You can say public, create a public agent, say public, agent component, agent is equal to all of this. Yes. Okay, and what we need to do is we need to create a backing field for this. This is a protected agent component agent. Okay, and we're just going to set that to that. And then the agent is equal to the value here. And then no.passable is equal to not agent and passable, yes. And so has agent is just going to be an expression defined member for agent, for agent. And we can just implicitly convert this to null. Okay. I think everything should still work. We'll say tile.agent is equal to null. Agent is equal to null. And then in here, we'll say tile.agent is equal to agent. Okay. So now the tile can hold a reference to its agent. All right. And in this case, or in here, what we will do is we'll say if tile and tile.currentTile and tile.agent, then the tooltip is going to be equal to, tooltip is going to be equal to not hit.collider, but tile.agent, .gameObject, .getComponent. Okay. So this should work, assuming I did all of that right. So now if we hover over a tile that has an agent in it, and that agent also has a hasSelection tooltip component. So let's check that out. I did not check if tooltip was not equal to null, but ooh, interesting. Okay, so something failed. Yeah, something is failing. I don't know what it is. Something's failing. Okay, so it's not registering. It's not registering that. Yeah, something's not registering. All right. So tile not equal to current tile and tile.agent. So let's just debug.log. We'll say checking for tooltip. Something like that. That should have thrown an exception. Should have thrown an exception, I would think. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it only gets triggered when, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's not getting into there. Yeah, it's still not. Okay, something's not checking here. Okay, so let's try that. Because that should be working. So if the current tile, if the two are different, so if there's a tile, the two are different, and the tile has an agent, which they always should, or that one should at least. Okay, it's still not checking for it, which is interesting. All right. So let's try all of this. And this might be quite an interesting expression, but let's see what actually happens here. We can at least see which of these conditions is true and false. Okay. So we're actually not getting any kind of check there. Ah, okay, so we only get the check when we try to move. Oh, right, because I'm an idiot. Alright. This is with the mouse button down. Okay, right. This is not where this check needs to be. It needs to be in here. Yes, okay. Alright, so we need to grab all of that and move it. Alright, that's fair. So if not tile or tiles equal to current tile, what we need to do is we need to say, we can actually simplify this condition because we've checked that the tile exists. We just need to check that it has an agent. So what we can say is this. We can say if tile.agent, and I wonder if we can do something of this nature. Does that work? Oh, that doesn't work. Oh, really? Really? Can't do that? Oh, it's unfortunate. Of course you can't. It'd be too convenient, wouldn't it? Aw, that's so sad. What we can do is... actually, no, what we want to do is that. And I guess we can't convert tooltip. Oh, really? So we have to do if tooltip not equals null. Something like this. Do something really ugly. Of course. That's so unfortunate. I wish you could do the expression-based stuff. That would be so nice. I mean, I guess it would get confusing, but it would still be nice, at least in this one instance. Okay. But now this should be working a little bit better. Okay. There we go. So something appeared. Okay. Something appeared. I think we instantiated whoops, I shouldn't have done that. I think we instantiated the section, but we never set it equal to, we never set it active, is I think what happened there. I think that's what we're witnessing. Oh no, it's just never, it's never getting parented? It's interesting, okay. Why is that happening? So this is in the Hud Controller. The show details for this create sections, okay. And then this is the selection one. So this is create this, alright. So section. This is the rect transform, so we should be setting object details. Right, but this is not the rect transform. So actually what we want to do is we want to say public rect transform content. This will be where the sections appear. And so we can set that here. Then we can say section.gameObject.setActiveTrue because it spawns in as inactive. Okay. All right. That should cause this to be a little bit better. So let's say object details, and then the content actually needs to be this canvas. So something like that. Now, this should work if I did this right. Okay, that is completely broken. But hey, at least it got instantiated. That's very interesting. Is it because these... No, it isn't because of that. What am I witnessing here? The quaternion, oh, okay. The scaling, the rotation is the problem. Is that true? Yes. That's very interesting. Are you rotated? No. You just don't appear anywhere? Oh, you appear displaced. Why do you appear displaced? Okay, but otherwise, it's actually not horrible. Okay, so the rotation, the issue is that it needs to be at content.rotation. And sure, content.position? Content.position, sure. Let's try that. I thought when it got parented, oh no, it doesn't get reoriented. Aha, there we go. We need to set it active. Then when it gets parented, well, actually, since we have the parent, we could just create the parent, right? Okay, but at least that's sort of working. But now you see we're not clearing the sections each time. So what we need to do is in create sections, we need to call a method to clear the sections. So say public void clear sections. I believe what we can do is we can say for each, let's say transform, or specifically a, is it a rect transform child in children or in content? Will it automatically give us rect transforms? I think it does. Wow, okay. Yeah, so for each child there, and I think that will skip over the template, if I'm not mistaken. I actually don't know. I'm going to assume it will. But basically, if you iterate over a transform like this, it'll give you all of its children. So all we can say, and I think you actually, I don't think you can use var here, even though it tells you you can. I don't think it'll actually work. Yeah, see, it gives you object. It doesn't actually give you. Actually, what do you, unnecessary assignment. What do you want me to do? You don't know what you want me to do. Okay. Unnecessary. Configure severity, configure suppress. You have no idea what you want me to do. Okay, fair. Sounds like a Microsoft product. All right. What we can say is we can just say destroy GameObject or child.GameObject. And so what this should do is this will just destroy all of the sections that previously existed. So we say clear sections, and then we create sections. Okay. And so for this, now if we do this, I don't know why we're not getting, okay. I think this cleared everything. So I think it works on inactive game objects, which is very strange to me. Yeah, it did. Oh wow, that's really weird. Okay, I guess we will say for each, can I say where? So I'm not super familiar with link clauses. No, okay, can't do that. Can I say content dot get enumerator? Sure. And then what do you have? Dot. Okay, you don't know. All right. So what we can say is we can say if child dot enabled or game object dot active self. If it's not active, then we just continue. So this will just skip over the template. I mean, we could create some kind of range. We could iterate by index and start at 0, or sorry, start at 1. But in this case, yeah. And so yeah, moving off of the tile doesn't actually cause it to refresh or go away, but that's fine. We can actually fix that. What we can do, well, do we want to fix that? Yes. Actually, whenever I look at it, let me think. Because it'll need like a timer to go away. So if we hover over it, yeah, we can't. Well, this one we can, but others we won't be able to do correctly. Okay. So what we need to do a couple things. One of them, actually, let me think. Okay, I think I know what we'll do. So what we want to do is when we move off of the tile, if the tile doesn't have a tooltip thing, we want to clear it. So we can say public void hide details, just generically. And so what this will do is this will say it would be the this won't this is the object details component. We don't want to do this. Yes we do. We're going to just say clear sections. That's what we want to do here. In the Hud Controller component, we want to say public void hide details. So this is the hide the object details, and so for this we can just say object details dot hide details. We can say object details dot set active dot game object dot set active false. So we can just clear its sections and then turn it invisible. And in this case, we can say dot set active true. Okay. So this will hide it. And now what we need to do is not here, not in here, in the input handler, we can say if tile.agent and if the tooltip, otherwise if both of these are false, or if either of these are false, we want to hide the object. So what we can do, I guess we can say Hud Controller component dot, or no. Oh my god, I'm trying to think of how to do this because I don't want to do this, but I think this is what we have to do. My brain is not thinking of how I can actually avoid this. Because I don't like this logic. But I don't think we can combine this logic in any way. Might be able to do something with the labels. So if I label you as, let's say, skip hide. I said something like that. No, I don't think that'll work actually. Because I don't think I could break this. I can't break this to here, right? No, that doesn't work that way. Okay. You have to break to something that happens before. Wait. Oh yeah, you can't break with an if statement anyway. You can only do it with iteration. Alright. We could iterate. Such an abuse. Let's see. So if not tile.agent, we can hide, but, we still need the else clause. So I guess what we could say is if not tile.agent, we would hide it. Otherwise, no, that wouldn't work. Oh my god. Alright. This does work, but I don't like it. So I guess we can say, sure, we can say var hide tooltip is true. And then in this case, the only time we don't want to do it is here. Right? And then we would say if hide tooltip, and then we call hide. And I like this because it keeps the if statements flat and it removes the else clauses. I don't like setting a flag, but might as well. I think it's the only way to make it work, right? So in this case, the tooltip will, not be shown, or the tooltip will be hidden. Yeah, the only case we don't want it hidden is here. Okay. And I think this just needs to remain hidden. Okay. I think we worked through that, right? I'm not crazy. So yeah, now whenever we move on top of it, we get this. Yep, perfect. Okay. Can't select anything still, but that's fine. We can create some kind of timer. Yeah, I want to work on the choice stuff. So yeah, we have this rook and it's saying, hey, do you want to be a rook? And yeah, the idea is going to be that we go up to him, we hover over him, he gives us the choice, then we click on one of the values or something like that. Same thing is going to work for all the rest of these. So yeah, the way that we're going to do that with the choice stuff is, let's go over here. Let's have a look at this. Let us activate the object details. Basically we're going to have something similar to the text section, but it's going to be a little bit different. It's going to be a choice section, and the choices are just going to have a list of buttons, which I am now beginning to worry. I think it's fine. I think we can just set in the choice section, I think we can create a vertical layout group. I think these don't already, oh no, these might already have one. All right, in that case, we can just create a UI text mesh pro button, and then we can just, wait, what? We can just delete all these. We can delete you. I don't know why your minimum height looks like that. That's very odd to me. Is it because? It's because you stretch to fit your content, that's why. Don't you? Huh, okay. I'm confused. So how is your height determined? It's determined by your parent. And you, force child expand width and height. Okay. Wrapping. That's fine. Overflow. So no truncate. Okay. No, but really, why don't you... Why do you have fixed height? But you don't. Because you have a layout element. Ah. Is that true? No, that's not true. I think we can remove these, right? And you'll still work? Yeah, you still work. Okay. Why do you not work, though? Does it only work for direct children? Is that true? So if I were to create some kind of panel here, and then I were to put text inside of it, would it not resize the panel? Ah, yes. Okay, so the text has fixed height, but the panel doesn't. Okay. So I believe that would mean that you need a vertical layout group. Is that right? Then we force child expand width and height. Yes. Okay. That's how that works. That's kind of derpy, but sure. I understand why. It's just kind of derpy. So we can remove the image, I think. Or no, we can't. We can make it transparent though. We don't really want to see it. Okay. And then in the case of button text, we can just say that this is choice, some choice. Whoops, that's not what I meant to do. Choice. Make that bold. And eventually we'll add like a custom sort of animation for it. What is your size? Your size 15? Okay, 15. All right. Kind of like that. So that's a choice section, and then this is a text section. This will be a choice template. And then the button will be the immediate child. So this will be the button template. And then I believe we can add multiple buttons because the choice template was a... Okay, so actually let's activate you, and then the button template is automatically active, which we don't want. I think we duplicate this a couple times, set them all active. Yeah, we get now multiple choices. And we can say that the spacing on you is, say, 3. It's probably fine. Let's get multiple choices here. That's good. All right. So now, I think all that remains is to find some way to, well, create the choices dynamically. Let's work on that first. So we want to basically create the choice template, then we want to reach in and then create multiple copies of the button template based on what the choices are. So in the case of, let's say, the selection, let's just create a public string, let's say a list of strings. So using system collections generic, create a list of type string. Lists are just strictly superior to arrays. So we'll say choices. And what we will do is we say choices.forEach. Or no, actually, just need to say details.create choice section. And then we will just say a dictionary, so we can say choices.toDictionary. Oh, we could say to, oh, we need system.link, okay. So using system.link, cool. We'll say choices to dictionary, such that the choice is mapped to itself and then the action is mapped to nothing. So right now it's just a list of things that do nothing, which is perfectly fine. Don't really care. You don't like that, why? To dictionary, okay. And this should be key selector. Oh, okay, right, because this is a choice to a lambda that does nothing. Because it's not a delegate type. I think an action is a delegate type, is it not? Do I need to do... No. Do I need to do this just because... No, you don't like that. Why do you not like that? So, the value selector, hang on. Can I not? Choice to null. Why do you not like that? To dictionary. To dictionary. Okay. System function of string to T key. You don't like this because you can't tell that that's an action, that that's supposed to be an action. To dictionary of type string and then action. Because you don't have system.action? I didn't think you'd need it. Using system action. No, you're not okay with that. But this is a function. But that should be the key selector. Function of string to action. But it should be function of string string. That's returning. Does it implicitly return? Oh, am I just an idiot? I'm just an idiot, I think. What? Okay. Cannot convert from system.action to string to string to. But a key selector should be, hang on. How about that? You don't like that. Why does it want a key selector? I don't understand that. Because so it's selecting the, okay. Why is this so difficult? All right. So we say choices. Got to dictionary. Okay. Shouldn't we have a key selector and a value selector? So the key selector needs to be from string to string, yes. And then the value selector needs to be from string to element, okay. So why can I not provide a key selector from choice to choice, and then from choice as the value selector to choice of lambda nothing? Why are you not valid? But you see, I'm not providing a comparer. Why do you think I am? I don't understand why you won't let me provide this as the value selector. Because this is a valid value. Okay, whatever. Compiler's just being weird. So the way that we can do this, so we have a list of choices. We need to provide a dictionary of string to action, okay. So if that is true, we can say choices dot select a new, I think we can say dictionary dot, or dictionary of, let's say, string to action dot, no, not key collection. Something like a key value pair. A key value pair of, let's say, string to action such that the, action would be, let's say, select choice such that we have a choice where we do nothing. Okay. And we can say to dictionary. Oh, really? An enumerable of KV pairs cannot create a dictionary. That's also very interesting. Sure. Can we just say new dictionary? String to action. Surely you can pass in a list of key value pairs. No, you just can't. Okay. Okay. Sure. God damn it, I hate this so much. Sure. To list for each, then choices. There's definitely a better way to do this, and I just don't know what it is. For each pair dot add. What am I doing? I'm an idiot. I know what the better way is. This, you can say for each choice. Choices is already a list. This is better. It's not what I want to do, but it's better. Okay, sure. I shouldn't have to do this. There should be a way to implicitly convert this to a list of actions. But I guess there's not. But sure, basically this will just do nothing, and actually we can do one better. We can say debug.log selected. We can say selected, then we can say whatever the choice is. And we could do this with a for each loop, but that gets a little bit more complicated, I think. I think that's true. Yeah, it does. Anyway, yes, so that'll work. And then, does it actually have the capacity? Right, it doesn't have the ability to actually create the choice section, which we can fix by just doing this. This is the choice template, and we can do a protected, let's say, T. Say create section of type T. And then what we'll do is we will just do this, and then we will return T. Yeah, so here we just say var section is going to be create section of a, let's say, text, or no, create template of here where T is equal to the rect transform. Template. And I think we have to put the specifier here where T, it's where T is a rect transform. Actually, we could just do rect transform, sure, why not? And this doesn't need to be generic. Just say create section from some rect transform template. Yeah, that'll work. Then we return section. Alright, so create a section from the text template. Okay, that's the section, and then we can do the same thing here for the choices section. Now, you can say choices dot to list dot for each pair. What we want to do is we want to create a button. So we'll say that the button is equal to the section dot get child. It'll be child at 0. That's the button. Button's going to be, we're going to instantiate that. And we're going to instantiate it with the section as the parent. And we're going to say button dot, well, this will be the button object. We say button object dot set active, because it'll spawn in as inactive. this will be the game object. Set active true. And then the button is going to be equal to button. It's going to be equal to the button object get component of the TMP button. And we need to import TMP. No, we already have TMP. I thought TMP, so TMP text, oh no, I guess it's not, I guess it's just the Unity button. Alright, so we'll get a button, and then we say button dot, we need to get the text, say var text, or button text, or I'll just say text is equal to button object, and we'll say find, say get component in children because the text mesh pro thing is going to be in the children. So this is tm pro or tmp text. So the button dot on click is equal to the pair dot value because that's the lambda. Oh right, is it? Oh no, it's dot add listener, right? Of a pair dot value. And you don't like that because it has to actually be an action? No? Okay. Hold on. No, I was going to say you shouldn't accept that, but you don't. Okay. And then the text.text is going to be equal to the pair.key, which is the text, or the string of the choice. Okay. So now this should work. Yeah, so just create a section that has these choices. So what I need to do is I need to go into this rook. I need to, look here, we have the choices. So let's say yes and no, something like that. And we also need to assign the choice template, which is here. Okay, and let's see if that worked. It should. Don't know why it wouldn't. Well, sort of worked. What broke? Okay, the button object. Why did that happen? So object reference not set to an instance of an object. Actually, what did we get? Hang on. I need to fix the camera too. Look target shouldn't be over there. It should be down here. Okay. Now let's see what this actually results in. Okay. That didn't work. All right. There we go. All right. So that's interesting that it created all of that. Header and content. Why did you clone all of those? Because you really shouldn't. Ah, because we create the section in... okay, I see. I understand now. Because the section gets created... No. Huh. No, why did that happen? Didn't make any sense. Okay. This is the text template. So in the create section, it's create choice section, so it's the choice template. Copy paste error. Alright. Correctly identified that it was copying the text section, but it wasn't actually copying, or it wasn't for the reasons that I thought. Yeah, there we go. And as you can see, There is an issue with the timing, but yeah, if I were to click one of these, it would, in fact, say the thing that we wanted it to say. If I get closer, is that what it is? Yeah. Or maybe it wouldn't. Yeah, it's having issues just because of how the code is written here. Yeah, we need to fix this. Alright, let me think of how I can actually do this. I think if I go here, nope. Nope. God, I hate this. It's not true. Nope, still can't do it. Nope, still not doing it. Come on, seriously? There we go. What? That's bullshit. What? I'm not even on the screen. Why is... Ah, God. That's bullshit. Okay, fine. It shouldn't recast when I go... Okay, whatever. We'll have to create a delay of some kind. So that will be in the Hud Controller. So one of the advantages to this, to actually calling the hide details in the Hud Controller, is that we can have a timer here. So we can say a protected float hide details time. And what we can say is in the private void update, we can say if time.time greater than hide details time, and the details, the object details object is active. This is the game object dot active. Then we can say that we want to hide, or not hide, but we can actually execute this code. And then when the hide details are called, what we can do is we can say that the hide details time is equal to time.time plus, I don't know, 5 seconds. And so now we put the hiding details code on delay. So now it won't hide immediately, or at least it shouldn't. We'll wait like 5 seconds. It's been more than, there we go. Okay. And no argument, right. So it doesn't seem to be registering these clicks. But anyway, is that true? So we can pause here, and let's check out this choice section. Let's see. This button it doesn't have an on-click assigned. So if we assign this to, I don't know, the image.sprite, let's say we assign it to, I don't know, itself is inactive. It just sets itself inactive when it gets clicked. No, it's really not being clicked. Okay. Why is that? Is it because it's sprite? I think we looked at this before, where I was trying to figure out if the sprite being inactive has that issue. I guess for the template, what we can do is we can set that. So the highlighted color, well, it shouldn't matter. We should still get the highlighting. Okay. We won't be able to see the text, but that's fine. We can check. Oh, so yeah, okay, right. It doesn't have an event system, so okay. So the events are not registering correctly. That's what's happening. Okay. Says a world space canvas with no specified event camera. So Purity event camera. Does that fix it? does not appear to. Yeah, okay, why does that not... Okay, so you're the event camera. Huh. Yeah, I've never worked with world space stuff. But yeah, huh. Well, let me take a minute to think and do a little bit of research. And I'll be right back in maybe 5 minutes, 5-10 minutes. So see you in a minute. Alright, and we are back. So I figured out what I did wrong. Also, I see the message in chat. Just 1 second, let me explain this. I figured out what I did wrong. It was that the canvas over here did not have a graphic raycaster. So apparently whenever you right-click create a new canvas, it doesn't automatically come with a graphics raycaster, which I don't fully understand. Yeah, you can see if we click here, we get yes and no. So yeah, all I did was add that. But yeah, it's a graphic raycaster here. So yeah, if you right-click create, or sure, right-click, create a UI canvas. Oh, that one does. Okay. Never mind, I don't know what I'm talking about. What? Okay, sure, this one didn't have one. Sure, why not? Anyway, so you think you found the syntax for the choices problem? Could you show me that? Because I'd like to see that. That was, I still don't understand why that doesn't work. So yeah, if you know why that didn't work, I'd like to know. Because yeah, that really, that confuses me. So to dictionary, string action, x such that x, underscore to lambda. Oh, okay, because it's a, okay. I think I know what it's, okay, I think I understand. Wait, there's a 3-argument version of dictionary? Interesting. Okay, let me check if that works, because that looks like it should work. I think I would understand why. So let's say choices.toDictionary. Wait, they didn't like that. ToDictionary, yes. So can this take 3 arguments here? So it likes that. Oh, okay. Oh, okay, I see. So the key is not automatically, or the key of the dictionary is not automatically assumed, I guess. So yeah, the logic would be that works perfectly, yeah. Okay, so this must be, I'm trying to think. Yeah, you did understand it, thank you. So let's see, why? Okay. So this is a toDictionary method that is taking, so this toDictionary operates on a list of this type, returns a dictionary with this key and this value. So this syntax, because I had thought that this syntax would assume that it operated on a list of this type and took a key of this type, or returned a dictionary with a key of this type, but apparently not. Okay, yeah, thank you. I was wondering why it didn't like that. It's so weird. Okay. Yeah, that's what I was trying to do. So we can just put this in here. Yeah, and that should work perfectly. Guessing the compiler picked the wrong generic, so he had to be more specific. Yeah, it might also have something to do, I think you're right, but I think it might have something to do with the fact that one of them, I think in this case, so the key selector, okay, so the second generic is that the quality comparer is an action, but, actually, what are the generic types? So there's a key selector, there's a 2-argument one with a comparer. There is a different key selector. Oh no, there's only 2, okay. Okay, so actually this is just the wrong method to use, because it can't figure out, well, actually, if I don't specify the type, then what do you say? Now you give me 4 overloads. So actually if we don't, oh, so if we don't specify the type, Yeah, okay, the compiler can't figure it out. It can't figure out that this is, yeah. I agree, much nicer. Okay, that's interesting. So it can't figure out that this isn't supposed to be an equality comparer. Huh. It must have something to do with... That's weird. It must have something to do... Well, actually, I don't even see... Oh no, I see the key selector and the element selector here. Yeah, okay. It's just the dictionary. It's just the compiler being weird. But yeah, that's much nicer syntax. Ah, I love it. Okay. Yeah. Now we have choices. So I like that. Now we actually need to make the choices do stuff, but you know. We also get this out of range, that's probably fine. But yeah, now this works. And it's not from this logic. Ah, so perfect. Yeah, and that should disappear at some point. 3 seconds is probably a little bit too, or 5 seconds probably a little bit too long. Yeah, let's make it like 3. And we'll probably have to change this as well, but this is the object details. We don't want that, we want the Hud controller. Yeah, let's make it like 2.5 seconds. There we go. So now, the has selection tooltip, I think what we need to do is we need to create... I don't think Unity has been updated to handle dictionaries yet. I don't think that's a thing, so I think we can't do like a dictionary of string to, let's say, a Unity action or Unity event. Oh god, it's Unity engine.events. I don't think it can. And then this would be choices.keyset, or wait a minute. Oh, this is choices, yeah. They don't serialize it now. Okay. So we still have to do some kind of choices. Right, okay. So then we have to create a list. We have to create a struct, and then we have to create a list of that struct. This is going to be some list. I guess we can say public, well, trying to think. Let's say public, I don't want to create it here, but I guess I have no choice. So public struct choice. Can it do something with like tuples or pairs or something? Can it serialize any of that? I guess, I don't know, I guess, yeah, I don't know. I guess technically any arbitrary class is not serializable. I guess dictionaries probably have something to do with the generic types. Well, no, that could be true for lists. I guess the dictionary is probably like something with hashes. But anyway, do choice, create a list of choices, have a string, which will be the name, and then a Unity action, which will be the action. I think both of these can be public. Public. Okay. And then what we can say is choices.toDictionary. You don't like that. Definition for toDictionary. Right, because this isn't a string. This is a choice to choice.name, and choice to choice string. Oh, right, okay. So yeah, this is the key for the dictionary, right? Yes, okay. And then this will be choice.action. That's not a lambda, that's just that. No, this is a Unity action. You don't like this because why? Cannot convert from systems. Okay, yeah, you can't convert from that to the target type. but this is a Unity action. And we need to be using Unity engine.events. Or no, it's not Unity action, it's no, it should just be Unity engine. Am I? Or is it events? God, I can't remember. Where does it come from? No, it does come from events. Unity engine.events. Okay. And then this should be create choice section, Unity action. Yeah, there we go. So the choices, then we invoke the Unity action. Choices for each button.add listener. Can we just say this is equal to the Unity, or not Unity action, but choice, or no, pair.value? Do that. Do you allow that? You don't. Oh, okay, it's just a button on click event, but it's not a Unity event, so okay. We can add a listener, and that listener will be the choice, or no, the pair.value. Pair.value. And then we can pass the Unity event directly, okay. Or Unity action. Yes, okay. And it says that this is not necessary. So if I do this, it can figure it out here. Okay, so I guess this syntax probably works if... No. Yes, okay. If the list type is different from the key type, then this syntax seems to work. If they're the same, then I think it gets confused between key type and the comparer, which makes some level of sense. Unity action is more specific, I guess. Yeah, that's correct. Well, so there's, yeah. The Unity action, I think it's like just something that Unity can serialize, whereas like here, this is an event, and then we have to add a listener, but you could add a listener, I think this actually works, which is what I think I was doing before. And I think you can call this, yeah, something like that, but this is partially what it was. I think that the lambdas can be, yeah, I think that I'm trying to think, I think it's a Unity action that could be implicitly convertible. No, actually, I gotta think about this. Wait, can you be implicitly converted? No, you're just a delegate. Okay. Okay, I guess this is just a Unity thing. Okay, that's fair. Yeah, the generics in C# are, or the C# like generic stuff, thankfully is done much better than Java. Like the Java streams, like trying to use streams in Java is just, it's horrible because it can never tell you what's wrong, but it just gives you some completely irrational thing. Because you like can't convert between like capture group of some kind to some other kind, and ugh. If you want to pass an argument, oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, which I think in this case we probably will need an action, or a I think we'll need like a string or something. And you don't like that because we need to go to the definition here, just add the generic there. Ooh. But you don't like that. Okay, so I think in this case we'll need to do this, right? Ooh, you don't like that. Oh, right, because we had to actually pass the string. Okay, that's... I thought the Unity action itself would... Huh. I thought the Unity action itself would encapsulate the string. But does this actually require a string? Yeah, it does, okay. Because I know that Unity, okay, Interesting. So, because I thought Unity actions, okay, let me just make sure this is doing what I think it's doing. So, sure, we'll pass null, that's fair. Let me just make sure this works like I think it did. Because I thought that the benefit of using Unity actions was that it could serialize them. So if I do this, yeah, so element 1 and 2, oh, it cannot. Wasn't there a way? It can't serialize it. Wasn't there a way to make it? Maybe this isn't Unity action. Maybe this is something else that I'm thinking of. I'm thinking of the thing where it lets you select a method. Oh god, what is that called? Unity method select field inspector. Is it a Unity event? It might be. Okay, maybe I'm just getting confused between the two. Maybe that's why I thought it came from events. So this is a Unity event. If we just get rid of you, and then we can just set the pair to this. Okay, so that, okay, you don't like that. That's not an event. Yeah, I think you might be right. I think it is a Unity event. Whoops. And so the event should be a callable, right? No. Is it? Can we just invoke it? Yeah, we can invoke it. Okay, that should happen. And then, yeah, I think you're right. I think it is a Unity event. But you don't like this. Why? That should be a dictionary to Unity event. Oh, because this is generic. Oh, but if we pass in the generic, will we get the same problem? Well, actually, is there a generic version of this? Doesn't look like it. Wait, is this even valid syntax? Hang on, I'm getting very confused now. No, that is... okay, I don't know. Let me just see what happens. Let me just see if this does... okay, so yeah, that does what I expect. Okay, yeah, that's what I was looking for. Okay, so I assume even if the target takes some kind of argument, it gets serialized into there. Okay. Yeah, that's what I was looking for. It's a Unity event. All right. But you have to do some boilerplate. There is, but you have to do some boilerplate to serialize it. Okay. But I assume that in this case this should work. So if I set this to say GameObject.name is equal to, I don't know, yes, or selected yes, and we just say the choice is yes, yes, then this is no, then whoops, we grab this, say the game object, let's say name is equal to that. That would be selected no, of course. Okay, so I think that'll work the way I think it does. Just to test that it works the way I think it does. All right, so if I grab this, then click yes, and then we get selected yes, and whoops, get selected no. Okay, yeah, this was what I was looking for, the Unity event, because it captures basically just abstracts the argument for you, and it just converts it to a lambda. Just kind of what I want. I want to store the data in here. Okay. So now we can create some kind of thing to change the player's like actual part type, like not part type, but like piece type. So I think we'll just put that on the game manager for the purposes of testing. Where did I put the game manager component? Okay, it's in here. So if I said something like public void set, ooh, actually no, that's fine. Yeah, set player piece type, and then we set the piece type. Save that. Then I think what we can do is we can just say player dot. Oh no, it's player dot not agent dot unit. Player dot. Well, we can just get the unit component. That's fine. Then we could say dot piece. Actually, we'll say unit is equal to that. Say unit dot piece is equal to this. And I can spell. And we'll say unit dot refresh graphics. Sure. Okay. So I think if we go into here, we just remove that. Then what we can do is we can go into, let's say, the game manager. So in select rook, can go into here, set that as a target. Game manager, set player piece type, yeah, and then that can, oh god, my camera. We can go into pieces here, yes, okay. Here we can reference that we want the player to be a rook if they click yes, okay. So now, go here, click yes, something breaks. Why did that happen? Something is out of index, must be non-negative. Ooh, what did I do wrong? Map component, that's fine. Null reference. This is in, oh, is it that the player, no, you have a player, you also have a unit. Okay. Update files in here. You are not set to anything? Oh, because I'm not referencing you the right way. I should be referencing you this way. Yeah, okay. That's the problem. Well, that's a problem, not necessarily the problem. Alright, there we go. And that changes this into a rook. Cool, that's what I wanted. Okay. All of this has been just to get that to work. Okay. So now we can basically copy this. Can we paste multiple? Well, that's cool. I don't know if that's always been there, but I seem to remember a time when you couldn't. Yeah, paste component as new. Okay. So in this case, we'll just say bishop. Do you want to be a bishop? And of course, we'll have them say something more interesting later. But now, yeah, so if they say yes, they can become a bishop, a pawn, just in case they select some other piece and they're like, nah, I don't really like this. So let them change back. Okay. And then this is king. Alright. And put king here. Nope, that's knight. Not letting people be knights. Right, so you have queen. Right. Then that, okay. So now we can test that out. But I think that will work. So we go over here, let's say, whoops, hover over here, Sure. And yeah, that changes us into a queen. Cool, same thing, we hover over you. Oh, yeah, if we don't do this right, it screws up. Oh, damn it. Alright, gotta fix this somehow. But yeah, that can turn us into a king. You can turn us into a bishop. Okay. You can turn us into a rook, and if we click no, then nothing happens, but if we click yes, we become a rook. Okay. Of course, you know, again, we still have to fix a bunch of stuff, but yeah, this probably does exactly what I want. Alright. Okay, not what I want. Alright. Now we can do the same thing for materials. Say public void set player material. Let's say, I think it's piece material, yeah. Material. Basically do exactly the same thing. Nope, not mask. Material equal to material, and then we refresh. Alright. And we can do the same thing over here. So I think this is material sandstone. So this is a selection tooltip, header, say sandstone, and the choices will be yes and no. So really for no, there needs to be some kind of like close thing, but not going to worry about that right now. Game manager, we can set the player material. We can set that to be sandstone. Okay. And then we can copy this. We can paste here. And for you, it's going to be marble. Okay. And for you, it's going to be slate. And for you, it's going to be granite. Okay, let's test that really quick. Sure, let's say we want to be a bishop, and then we walk over here, and maybe we don't want to be made of sandstone, maybe instead we want to be made of slate. Yep. Granite. Yep. Marble. Yep, all of it works. Alright, and everything here still works? Yep. I didn't break anything. Okay. Very happy with this. Alright. It needs a little bit of polish, especially with the movement indicator here. But other than that, most of the mechanics, or most of the general mechanics, work pretty well. So yeah, I am going to take about a 1 hour break. I'll be back here at 2 Central for some GeneForge mutagen. And oh yeah, also for the 7-day roguelike stuff. So this is what we're working on basically. We're working on like preparation for this. Technically it starts technically starts on Saturday. You're supposed to pick a time between I think it's March 6th and March something to start. It explains it here. Anyway, I'm not going to be working on this on Sunday. I do have to take like 1 day off per week, otherwise I get really burned out. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to start the challenge tomorrow. Then I'm going to work until basically the end of Saturday next week, which should be 7 days because we're skipping one in between. Working from Friday to Saturday, 8 days, but we lose one because we're not working. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. So we'll be working on this officially tomorrow. We'll probably work on the stat system or maybe just like the combat stuff a little bit tomorrow. Whichever one seems more interesting and more doable. Probably the combat. Well, combat's not really going to be that tough. It's more the stat stuff. But yeah, I have the dice rolling stuff already worked out. We just need to get the UI built for it. Yeah, that's what we'll be doing tomorrow. So join us for that, and thank you guys for hanging out, and I'll see you in about an hour.